Full storage na ba? Unti na lang, malapit na. Yung ginawa ko last time, yesterday. Yung ano, magic 8 balls. Magic 8 ball. Ito nga, magic 8 ball. Ilang MB ang isang file ng C#? 392 KB lang. Abot to pag kahit i-store ko siguro sa ano. Kaya save sa ano. Okay. Well, bad grammar should pala. Uy, inyari. Oh my god. Askin. Okay. Ngayon dito, Aries loops. Okay. Very well. But it's enough. Last project and move na tayo sa tutorials again.
To stop relying on them at some point. And what makes you better at chess? Learning the tactics, strategies and openings of every elo and gradually ranking up, or asking Stockfish every time you get stuck. And this is the reason why you can play video games for 10 hours but not code even for 1. You're not giving your brain enough space to solve small or achievable challenges, to release dopamine and eventually get addicted to coding. I'm diving deep into the topic of motivation in an upcoming video, so spang that bell down into smaller achievable goals and fight them using my own head. No, amazing! But how do I practically navigate a completely new domain? Surely I need some help.
Oh, okay. Hit me up. One last. Next, parang def lang. Function.
So
to Rockies. C#.
if you want to learn how to program, so we've learned how to use variables, loops.
Sige na nga. Wala naman na. Para madagdag ko dito. Pagagawin ko na siya.
And arrays to create different behavior in our code. But so far, everything we've done has been written from top to bottom. For pretty much all of our programs, we've created a few variables, gathered some input, done something with it, and spit out a result. And while you can get a long way with this, programming doesn't start to get really interesting before we're able to reuse code. And this is exactly where methods come in. A method allows us to group together code that performs a specific task. This way, we can write the code only once and then use it whenever we need. But first, this video is sponsored by Millinode. Milanote is a
Nice.
tool for organizing your creative projects
Options.
into free-form visual boards. It can be used for any creative project, but it's
Oh.
particularly well suited to the early stages of game development. In fact, Milanote just released a bunch of new updates, including support for code snippets, making it
Okay.
easier than ever to collaborate and share ideas with OS, which sells for. Finally, Milanote,
Iba na yung ads.
as you never know when the next idea might strike. We actually used Milanote ourselves for a project, so if you want to have a closer look at Milanote in action, definitely check out that video. Finally, Milanote is free, so get organized and start collaborating with your friends now by simply clicking the link in the description. Say we want some code that prints a random number in our console. Well, we can create a method that does this. And there are two things that we need to do when working with methods. First, we define the method,
Okay.
and then we call it. And what does that mean? Well, I like to think of a method like a machine. When we define a method, we choose a name and what we would like it to do. Here we are creating the machine and telling it how to behave. In this case, we want to create a machine called printNumber and give it some code for displaying a random number.
Pwede gawin yan sa ano. Pagkagawa ng Namgen. Mas madali yun.
Let's have a look at doing this in C#. So far, we've written all of our code inside of main. But when we want to define a method, we do this outside. It doesn't matter if it's before or after as long as it's not inside of main. So
Okay.
to define our method, we write void, followed by the name, in our case printNumber, then we open and close two parentheses and then some curly brackets. And inside the curly brackets, we write what we want our method to do. In this
Plain
case,
name.
we want to create a random number generator,
Yeah.
get a random number from it, and write out the result. And that's it for defining our method. But if we run our program now, nothing would happen, because we also need to call our method. Calling a method means telling the code inside to execute. You can think of it like we're turning on the machine. To do this, we choose the place in our code where we would like to call the method. I would like this to run as soon as the program starts, so I'll do this on the first line inside of main. Here we write the name of the method, followed by some parentheses and a semicolon. And that's it. If we run our program now, it's going to see that we want to call the printNumber method. Go
Yeah, print number. Print number. Random Namgen. Yan. Random. Like 0 out of 10. Right line number. Print siya 1 to 10. Then print number 1 to 10. Okay.
inside of that method, execute all the code inside, and the result is that we get a random number. And we can of course choose to call this anywhere and as many times we'd like. I'm just going to call it a few times in a row here, and as you can see, we now get 3 random numbers by reusing the same piece of code.
Let me try. Try. Playground lang. Lagi ka void. Okay. Nagkaya na ba yun? Kailangan mo ng new eh. Lagi mo yung new eh. New. Random plus. Yan. Yan okay na. Hindi. Anong variable yun? I think value ng variable number. Tama ba? That next. Nakalimutan ko yung mga ganong small lines eh. Okay lang ako ng print number. Okay. Try. Where? What? Nangyari? Bakit wala? Nangyari? One more time. What? Somali si Brakis. Prints random number existing code. Kailangan ko pa rin called siya as void. Wait, what? Yep, the same thing. Ay, okay, wait. Oh. Kainis. Mali. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Kaya pala hindi siya nagpa-print. Oh. Kaya pala hindi siya nagpa-print. Hindi pala naka-right line. Alimutan ko pa rin para gumawa ng namchen. Int number that equals namchen that next. Okay.
Now, some of you might have noticed that the method we've created here looks a whole lot like main. That's because main is also just a method, but it's special because we don't need to call it. Main is just always called right when the program starts. Also note that methods are often referred to as functions. In C#, these two terms are the same, so if you hear me saying function, don't freak out, it's the same. Alright, with that explanation, let's try creating some methods for ourselves. So let's imagine that we are creating a speed dating program where the user gets to meet a bunch of new people. But instead of meeting other humans, which would be pretty boring, let's have the user meet aliens instead. In fact, let's make a method that creates an alien with a random name and age and have it say hi to the user. So as we learned, to create a method, we go outside of mains. That would be down here. We're still within the class, but outside of main. And here we start by writing void. Then the name of our method, in my case, I'm gonna call it...
Wait, nasan yan? Class program. Hindi, wait. Oh, this is main. Okay.
Meet alien. I'm going to open and close some parentheses and some curly brackets. I'm also going to take this curly bracket here and put it down here just like I do with if statements, just to make it easier to read. And that's it, we've actually now defined this function. But we should of course put some code inside to have it do something. I'm going to start out by creating a name and an age for our alien. And I would like to base this on random numbers. So first off, we need to create a random number generator. So we'll go random, we'll call our generator numberGen, and set it equal to a new random. Again, we've done this in previous videos. The syntax for this is still a bit weird, so just write after me. And now we can use this number generator to get random numbers. So if we want to create a name for our alien, we can go string name, and we can set it equal to, and I want all my aliens to have a pretty weird name. I want them to be called something like x dash and then some kind of random number. So I'm going to do x dash and then plus numberGen dot next in order to
X dash numberGen.
create a random number between, and I'm just going to put in 10 and then 9,999. That should look like an alien name. Then for the age,
No random.
I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. I'm going to create an integer called age and set it equal to a random number, so numberGen dot next between 10 and 500. Let's
10 and 900. That's a bit. What?
pretend these aliens get pretty old. And then we can print some of this information to the screen. So we can go console.writeLine, hi, I'm, and then the name. And let's do another one, console.writeLine, I'm, and then age, years old.
Wait, numberGen next console rin. Random numberGen next int number dot next.
And let's do a third one. Oh, and I'm an alien. So I do admit that this method is a bit weird, but it should in fact work. The only thing that we need to make sure to do in this case is to add the static keyword in front of our method. Now, what do I mean by this? The only thing that we need to do to make this work is go to the top of our method here before the void and add the static keyword.
Okay.
As you can see, the main function has this as well. We'll talk about why in the next video where we're diving into classes, but for now just make sure to include it or you'll get an error in your code.
Mine
And
doesn't. It works fine. Why do you need static? C#. Means method belongs to the class itself. Laging static void. In C# 9. So nasa C# 12 na kasi. Just write the program, your code at the top of the file. Oo nga eh. Since you're scoped in main, you don't need public or static helper. Right side, if you need, we want to return real method out na class. You need static, otherwise you have. Okay. Okay. Okay, but nintindi ko na lang na I just think that it's C#9. Okay, We'll just
That's
go.
it for our function definition. Now we can call it wherever we'd like in our code. I'm just gonna go to main here and try calling it here. So let's go ahead and meet an alien right when the program starts. And if we run this now, we can see that it says, hi, I'm X8203. I'm 154 years old. Oh, and I'm an alien. Pretty cool. And of course, what's happening in our code here is that we are going to our main function, which gets called right at the beginning of our program. It sees that we want to call meet alien, so it goes down here into our meet alien function and
Okay.
executes all of this code before going back and continuing down. So if we want, we can go ahead and call meet alien some more times in order to meet some different aliens. And I'm just going to put some kind of spacing in between here. So console.writeLine, and I'm just going to put in a few dashes just to clearly separate the two aliens that we're
Okay.
meeting. And if we run this program again, we can see that we're now meeting two different aliens with a different age and a different name. Awesome. So that's the most basic example of a method. But where methods really start to shine is when we add parameters and return values.
Yes.
But what does that mean exactly? Well, so far our machine has
In Python, I don't use particularly because I don't have much use scenario in this, but that's the thing. I don't have much use scenario. I have to do more.
been pretty closed around itself. We can run it, it does some things, and that's pretty
That's
much it. But imagine if we were able to give the machine some input when we run it that it can then use.
Yep.
A good example of this is if we want to create a method that squares a number. In this case, we probably want to be able to input a number that the machine should then square. This is called a parameter, and it's pretty simple to write. When defining our method, we go inside of the parentheses and write the type. In our case, that is an integer, followed by the name of the parameter. I'm just going to call this number. Then, inside the curly brackets, we can use this as any other variable. In this case, I'm going to calculate the result by multiplying the number with itself. So we've now created a machine that takes in an integer as a parameter. When we then call the method and run the machine, we just pass in whatever number we'd like it to use. Of course, it would be cool if the machine could also spit out the result. We call this a return value. In our case, we would like to return the result of our calculation, which is an integer. To do this, we replace
Parameter tawag si input pero
the
parameter.
void
Parameter. Are parameters input the same. They sound similar but probably not. Declare. Ayun, yung name is a parameter. So, hindi. Sa bagay, ginagawa ko yung parameter. May ganong name. Prints out that name. And then you input. Ayan. Ay, yung mga fini-fill in the parameters. Nag-fill sa parameters. Name inside the value. The actual value. Okay. This is a name is parameter. Ayun, yung equal sign. Okay. Gets. So basically the variable itself is the parameter, then the input value yun. Okay.
which means that we don't want to return anything with int. Then inside the curly brackets, when we've done everything we wanted to do, we can end the method by writing return followed by the value we would like to output.
Ayun nga pala yung natuklas ako ng isang araw, return.
In our case, that is the result. And this allows us, when calling the method, to get a value back. And we can of course store this in another variable and use it for whatever we'd like. So we're creating a machine called square that takes in an integer as a parameter, squares it, and outputs the result. Let's have some fun with this in VS Code. So let's say that we wanted to create a method that multiplies two numbers. Well, in this case, we would again go outside of main here, and we would type void to create a method. We'd give it the name, which is something like multiply, open and close the parentheses and the curly brackets. And if we want this method to multiply two numbers, we need a way to input the two numbers that we would like. So we'll add these as parameters. To do this, we go inside of our parentheses, and here we first put the type of what we want to input. So in this case, that would be an integer. And I'm just going to call it num1 for number 1. And the cool thing is that we can actually allow ourselves to input more than one value. So if I just write a comma here, we can create another parameter. So this is going to be an integer as well, and I'm going to call it number 2. There we go. And now we can actually do things with these two numbers inside of our method. So in this case, we probably want to calculate the result and store it in a variable.
Okay.
So let's create an integer called result and set it equal to number 1 multiplied with number 2. It's actually that easy. And if we want, we could of course just print out the result. So we could do console.writeLine. The result
Oh, return.
is, and then result. There we go. Of course, just like we did earlier, we need to add the static keyword in front of our method here. For now, you need to do this to all of your methods. Again, we'll talk about why in the next video. And with that, we have defined our function. And so we can go up to main here and call it. So I'm going to type in multiply. And then inside of the parentheses, we can put in a few numbers. I'm going to put in the number 3 and 8. I'm also going to do one with 7 and 13. And let's do one with 11 and 5. Cool. And if we now run this, we can see that the result of 3 times 8 is 24. The result of 7 times 13 is 91. And the result of 11 times 5 is 55. Awesome. But right now we're just displaying the result in the console. What if we wanted to multiply two numbers and then use the result to do something? Perhaps we could check if the result is an even number or an uneven number. So to do this, we add a return value. I'm just going to get rid of some of the multiply function calls here. And down here, instead of writing void, which means, again, return nothing, we write the type of the number that we want to return. In our case, that's an integer, because we want to return the result variable. Then, instead of printing this directly
void means nothing.
to the console, let's simply write return result and then a semicolon. And now up here where we call the multiply function, we can now store this result in a variable. So we can create some kind of integer, we can call it result, and set it equal to whatever is outputted from our multiply function. And please note that while I am giving the same name to this variable and this one, you don't have to. You could easily call this one answer or anything else that you would like. I just think it makes sense to call it result. And now we can do things with this, so we can print it out, console.writeLine, the result is, and then the result, and we can check if it's an even number. So we can go if
Nilabas mo lang
result.
siya sa function.
And a pretty cool way to check if a number is even or not is to divide by 2 and see if it adds up. So just to give an example of this, if we divide 2 by 2, that gives a whole number, and so 2 is an even number. The same thing happens if we divide, say, 8 by 2, that is going to be 4, again, a whole number, and so that number is even. However, if we divide, say, 3 by 2 to this division, and we're getting a decimal number. So this is
If ano,
by 2 is
if
2.5.
divide something, sabay, if not, hindi
Fine.
ano,
But by checking the 0 and 5.
yes.
This in C# we use the modulo by 2,
Ayun na.
the remainder is also 0.5. To do this in C# we use the modulus operator, or the percentage sign. So here we're saying if we divide the result by 2, what is the remainder? And we need that remainder to be equal to 0 in order for the number to be even. So if that is the case, if this is true, if the remainder of the division is 0, then the number is even, and so we can go console.writeLine, result is an even number. If not, so else, then the number is uneven. So console.writeLine, result is an uneven number. And there we go. If we now run this, we can see that the result of 3 times 8 is 24. That's correct. And 24 is indeed an even number. And
Okay.
if we do this again with some other number, let's say 3 times 3, it says here the result is 9, and 9 is an uneven number.
Okay.
Awesome. So that's the perfect example of how we can create a function that takes in some input, in our case 2 numbers here, does something
Papa-explain ko HGP.
with it, and returns a result. We can simply display it, or we can do different things depending on the result. Awesome. Now for this week's challenge, I want you to create a method that can count the number of words in a sentence. To do this, the method must take in a string, the sentence, figure out how many words are in that sentence, and return that number as an integer. So as you can see, my program here asks the user to enter a sentence. I'm just going to put in I love programming. I'm going to hit enter, and it now says that there are 3 words in that
We're gonna use
sentence. And
okay. There are 3 words in that sentence. So I think every space nagka-content. So gagamit ka ng paano ba?
indeed there is. I love programming. Awesome. Now to do this, we need to know how to get the word count. And we can do that using the .split method. As you can see,
Split.
I have an example string here, and the split method is going to split this string in 2 in all places that has a specific character. So
Yeah.
if I go example.split, I can then
Bagong term.
open and close some parentheses and a semicolon. And then inside here, we can put 2 apostrophes, and this allows us to input a character. In our case, we want to split every time there is a space, so I'm just going to put a space here. Now what this effectively does is divide our 1 string here into an array of strings. In this case, it would be an array of 3 items: I, love, and programming.
Every space.
And because of that, we can simply use the dot length to get the number of elements inside the array. And that should be your word count. So good luck, and as always, my solution is available on the Brackeys forum. Node.
What the hell? That's split. That's split method. Explain this in C#. Lagi ko nakikita yung percentage. Hindi ko rin mag-guess hanggang ngayon. Remainder. Okay, remainder. Pero pag double, ampersand pala yun. Gives you remainder after dividing 2 numbers. Then 3. There's 1, so it gives you that 1. Or odd number 2. Looping around values like a clock. Int 25. Ano yan? Stop. Hours. One. Zero, 1, 2 divide 3. 1. Huh? Yes. How is different from division? Para siyang division. 3. A divide B, so 3 divide 10 division. 3. Modulus. Ay, hindi niya kinukuha yung result. Literal yung natira lang. So, more rec minus. Parang ganon. With integers gives the whole number quotient. O decimals, decimal floats. So, bibigyan niya siya ng float. Modulus tawag sa kanya. It gives remainder division. Works with integers, doubles, or floats. So, kunyari, 10 divide 3. 10 divide 3 is 9. Ay, hindi. 10 divide 3 is... Wow naman kasi. 10 divide 3 is 3. 10 divide 3. Oh my god. And then, if 10 divide 3, 9 minus 1, that is the modulus. Wow, I'm so enthusiastic, man. I don't know, I'm not... Sobrang inaantok ako. Kagising ko lang, pero naantok ako. 10. Number 2. Dito if, ano ba, may equals. Ano man tawag? Alam ko lang siya gamitin pero yun, if true. If true or false. A equals to B. Equals signs, equality check. Comparison to values. Ayun, often use inside. Ayun nga eh. If number is equal to 3. Checks if value are the same. Okay, yun pala yun. So basically, yung ginagawa niya, saan na yan? Saan na yan? Basta na. Baka nawala. And if number is 3, then yes. Paano yung ginawa niya nga ulit?
Solution is available on says that is going to split this string in two. Use this to check if a number is even or not. Half. This up. So just to give an example of this, if we divide 2 by 2, if we and so that's going to give 1 and a half. This means that there is a remainder to this division and we're getting a decimal number. So this is uneven. And the same thing with 5 and so on. Again,
Divide 2 is 1, 8 divide 2 is 4, 3 divide 2 is... Okay, 1.5 na. 2.5.
5 divided by 2 is 2.5. This is also...
That's division, right? Wala to, 0 to. 0 to pag lumabas sa... Pag if ano siya... Sa modulus. Modulus tawag natin. So 8 divide 2, ganun din. 0. Pag dito in 2, that is 3 divide 2 is 1.5, yes. No remainder. 5 divide 2 is 2. So ano yan?
uneven. So
That's division, but like in modulus, this should be 1. Ganyan ba? Let me see. 1 nga, 1. Yeah. If you check through, it will be true. This also check of this number. Even number. Okay. If Akin ba yung 2? Akin pala yung 2, number ko pala yun. Kaya pala nagtataka ako. Okay. Number ko pala yung 2, then 0. Then 1. So, pag nag-equal siya to 0, that's an even. If it equals to 1, that is an odd number.
We can use this to check if a number is even or not by checking if the remainder of a division is 0. So in this case, the remainder is definitely 0. The same thing here, we divide the modulus operator or the percentage sign.
I'll check
So here
that.
we're saying if we divide the result by 2, what is the remainder? And we need that remainder to be equal to 0 in order for the number to be even. So if that is the case, if this is true, and so we can go, if not, result is an uneven
But
number.
By 2. Divide sa 2. Okay. Parang nga pala siyang divide operator. Operator siya parang division. So, if it can be divisible or applicable to 2 and equals to 0, then it will be this is a different than this. So, may parenthesis hindi dito. It will be even. Then if it not if it is divisible to 1, then it is an odd number.
And there we go. If we now run this, we can see that the result of 3 times 8 is 24. That's correct. And 24 is indeed an even number. And if we do this again with some other number, let's say 3 times 3, it says here the result is 9, and 9 is an uneven number.
Okay. Bit hard to grasp for now, pero I think I get it. Modulus takes the remainder. Okay. Then if you make other even, they just do 2. If it's divisible to 2, actually hindi mo na kailangan gawin yung isa pang ginagawa. You just have to check if it's divisible to 2, then that's an even. If it's not, then no. Actually wrong. If there is a remainder of 0, that is an even. If it's not, then that is a odd. So you have to base here. If it's divisible to 0, or it has a result of 0, then it's an even. If not, then that's an odd. Okay.
Awesome. So sentence.
I'll definitely make this. Let's make it now. Okay, ito si playground. Close folder. Let me lock in. Man, I feel so weak. Console up. Word counter. We'll use one here. Mas madali. Okay. I don't know if I can finish this actually tonight. I have to sleep a bit earlier. I'll just start giving kayo na yung function. Then we go from there. Okay, hello world. So print let's print the header. Let's make the counter. Ay, hindi. Ano ba dapat gawin natin? Yung input or yung counter? I mean, let's make the counter. Hindi pa siya pwede mag-void. Hindi siya pwede maging void.
Ray based here. Program to, and because of
Can't
hit,
be a void, I think.
it says here the or that again with some other number. the number to
Static. Ayan yung static para masanay din. We need a string. Counter. Ano mali kay counter? Spacing. What's that? What's happening? Quint is declared as a return a string, but it doesn't have a return statement. Oh. Oh, it needs a return. Paglagay ng return, happy ka na? Okay. So, it needs a return key. Pero mamaya ako pa yun magagamit, di pa yan. Okay, so we need to use this split method. How do I do this?
be even. Indeed, there is. I love programming. Add number as an integer. So as you can see, a method where let's say.
Oh no, I'm wrong. Actually, I need the integer. Why? Because I need to count numbers, not words. I need to process out a number. Ano ang problem dito? Not all return paths. Kasi wala pa. Yan, mag-type ako console. Pa rin. Parang may di-return. Result. Mamaya na yan. Wala pa naman kasi akong value eh. So, kailangan kunin yung... Pag kinol ko siya, kailangan niya gamitin yung split something value. Pero dapat ang input nito. How do I do this? nothing yet. Just want to try. Ano, gusto ko nakuha yung zero. Nilagay ko na siya dyan. Hello. Okay, then that paragraph. Oh, sorry. Then we would have to call counter. Then we have to call counter. For that, diba?
Is even or not is to divide by
The result is the result. Anyway, wala tayong print statement dito. I think this would do fine. Yeah, I think this is it. Kaya lalagay ko dito ano. Siya, kailangan ko dito pala ng ano string. Kailangan ko na string. Ah, tama. Hindi, string, tas sabay yung kailangan ko na pangalan. Diba, di siya nag-i-exist yung word ABCs, pero pag dito word local variable. At ganyan eh. At ganyan yung maging itsura niyan. Counter word. All rows are counter word. So you count niya yan lahat. I think that should work fine. So gamitin natin yung split key method na.
In our case, we want to split every time there is a space, so I'm just going to put a space here. Now what this effectively does is divide our one string here into an array of strings. In this case, it would be an array of 3 items: I, love, and programming. And because of that, we can simply use the dot length to get the number of elements inside the array. And that should be your work.
Let's see here. Anong term yun? This split. Then I would have to use word that split something. Pwede ba? Sobra naman ng explanation natin. There you go. No, wait. Wait, hold up. Ay, hindi. Pinapalag mo ng bagong term. Si count. Anong mali kay integer? Bakit bawal ko siyang gawing integer? Why is that so? Tama naman ah. Error usually means compiler incomplete statement. Here you just have int, which is not complete variable declaration. You need to declare a variable name. I did. Ay, di ba name yun? Oh my goodness. Name naman yun ah. What the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you do, man? What the fuck? And now it works. What the fuck? Let's try. Break it till you make it. Okay. Hello. 6. Okay. Okay. The total words used are 6, but we use actual letters. See, word length uses letters. I think that's the only function that works. The word split doesn't work right now. So we're gonna do something about that. Okay. I have actually just come to mind. Should I use AI? Should I use AI while I code? I mean, only this is yes. Yes, yes, yes. Effectively, I have a friend who uses a lot of AI when he codes, so I actually take inspiration to him when I do this. Right now, this thing doesn't work. I'm most certainly so na this one doesn't work. This is a word length, and word length only does like all letters each. So primarily we need to do something about this. Okay. I still don't get this word split thing. Method ba yun? I mean, yeah. Substrings. Ayun na, ina-array niya nga siya. Kailangan kong wait, actually ginawa ko lang siya word that split eh. For each. Ano yung for each? Strings in fruits considered. Oh, sorry. Wow! For each. Ano yung parang loop method naman din. Wow. Here split else whenever it sees a comma. Fruits in fruit. Ano yung fruit? Okay. Default split spaces. If we don't pass anything, it splits space by default. I love coding. Oh, gagamit nga ako ng for each or looper. A new character. For each parts 1 2 3. Okay, so multiple characters. Pag multiple, gagamit ka na nitong new character. Ewan ko. You can also limit the number of parts. String text ABCD. Split separator. Okay. So ano yung explain niyo for each? Parang gusto kong gamitin yun. Each. These are new terms. Instead of while for loop, you use for each. That's automatically siya alam. Oh, for each string type. Ito name nung ano yan dito eh. In collection. So I did the right thing, I think. So we just have to make this into integer strings. Strings. See, text split doesn't do that. You actually have to put him in a array. Worded. Does this work? Ay, hindi ginawa pala nito. There you go. Yung worded, anong magandang term? Word out. Words out. I think words out. Hindi, I don't know. I'll just ChatGPT later. What proper thing will I do? What not? Like, what name should I do? Then, iterate for each. No. Actually, don't need to print this. For each will print it out. I don't need to print it out. Just that. This is simple for loop. Actually, I think pwede mo siya ilagay dito eh. For each. Meron ng format pag ginagay mo siya. I know. I don't need that actually, but I do need to put this on a array system in order for it to get counted. But I think, let's see here, that length. Actually, wait nga, baka ito na yan. Hello. Oh, I want to call. Ay na nga yun. Kailangan, okay, sa bagay. split niya yung words every time na mayroong ganito. Then it turns it into a array. Okay. Is that it? Is that it? Is this it? Okay, time run ng paragraph. Yata may ano dito. Get this one. What the fuck? Nyari. Oh. 133. Ayan yung accurate. One 133, onti na lang. I think because of this. Try ko if error ko lang ba, error lang naman sa akin. Let's see here. Nabalik siyang oh, okay, sorry. 137, almost close by 4 mistakes lang. It's very simple actually. I thought more complicated. Actually, it's very simple eh. Okay. Counter string word. String word. Static int. Ano matatawag ko dito? Function name. At iba yung keyword dito eh. Words na tinutukoy is this one. So yung i-input yan is yung words. Parang return niya ako. I don't know. Let's explain to me this one. Can you? Need help? I got it, but like basta kaming hiccups. Ano si this one? Static means without creating an object. An integer. Nasaan? Oh, this one. Oh yes, I did. Okay. Counter is the method name. String words. The method expects one input, a string called words. Actually, hindi naman eh. word split string. Ito, gets ka to. Ito, it splits these strings into pieces whenever there's a space. Then the result is an array of strings. I love C#. That's split. Guys, I love C#. Every time na meron siya naglalagay siya nito. Or napunta siya sa isang array. It's all the words. Ayan. There's how many elements in it. Gets naman to. Return count. So ako, ang gagawin ko dyan, hindi ko gagawin yung return count yan. Console.write line gagawin ko dyan. But since mas ayos nga tingnan si console. Return.count. Console time counter. I love C# programming. There you go. The words method. No, in short, method counts how many words in a string. Yep. Ayun nga overcount eh. Before na okay naman na siya with multiple spaces. I want to answer ano muna yung question. The only problem is this one eh. Ito, nalilito talaga ako. What input it expects this one? It expects words. Ito ba yun? So if I put this one into here, it will get called words, then word split. It will get word split. So ito rin siya, pero ito siya, pero maging ito siya, din mo pa siya dito. Is that how it works? Let me ask ChatGPT again. Is that how it works? Yeah, okay, I got it. So that does work like that. So it's basically, you have a variable here that's called word. I already have one, it's a word. Then it gets taken again into my static. Actually, hindi ko alam yung static eh. It'll still work, right? It still work. Hello, I'm under the water. There, pipe. It still works kasi modern C#, pero ngayon is static kasi I don't know. Yes, you got something to type like C# then it gets stored into a word, then you call then word, hello world is the argument, the input is being set to the method. Yun. Stored in word, I mean, copied into parameter words. Yeah. So input, then ito yung input na nagiging, ito yung parameter, nagiging parameter siya ulit. So basically, parameter na yung word eh. And yeah, that's a parameter. Then it gets to parameter again. Copy the parameter words. In this case, word becomes words. Yes, it becomes a parameter. Okay. Then this method words is a usable bond. Okay, then ito na yung parts. Splits into words, two pieces using the dot split every space. And how many pieces are there using count, using the words length. It saves into a array. Then that array gets counted. Since words out is a array. counted, how many elements are there, and then you return count. So basically we got a parameter. Again, I don't think actually you need to turn it to a parameter. Do you need to make it a parameter? I don't know. But yeah. Let's say like this, hey counter. Here's a word present. Please work with it. Counter replies. Okay, I'll call it words. Here, do my job. Yes, this is basically it. Okay, that's very helpful. Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it for the word counter. I'll definitely use this more in the future to simplify lang. To simplify a couple of things. But it does work though. Ganito rin ginagawa sa Python. Same, it's just use def. Ano ko def? Def name something then something something. Man, I miss Python. Okay. That's it for now, man. Na-realize nasa 1 month na pala akong nagko-code. Well, that's 1 month. I only got 20 sessions, so I have like 10 sessions missing. Wow. But still, it's worth the effort. Since day 1 and day 20 is very different. Very nice. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll do bukas.
So we've learned
This one, classes for the last one, and then like I'll do some projects again. Then, yep, we'll go from there. Whatever happens, okay. That's it.